I think I should start this video by making it clear that I am not a fan of horror films. The horror genre is without a doubt my least favourite of all the film genres. That doesn't mean that I automatically dislike or refuse to watch horror films. It's just that I usually don't like them unless they're one of those rare horror films that goes mainstream and becomes a beloved part of pop culture, such as Jaws or A Quiet Place. I don't judge anyone for liking horror films, although I will admit that a lot of horror fans do come across like this.
That's it, go on. Peel off that face like a serial killer. Oh my god. Oh god, that's so... That is just the grossest thing I've ever seen.
Oh god.
It's just that I find it a bit much and would rather watch a film where I don't hide behind the sofa. However, like with Jaws, there are some horror films that I truly adore. One of those is Predator, most likely because it's an action-horror hybrid, just like Aliens, which is what I currently consider to be my favourite horror film. Predator is an awesome film that pretty much everyone who watches it loves. The rest of the Predator franchise is a little bit different. Now I'm going to break the mold here, but I actually like all the Predator films that I've seen. Predator 2 is a fun little what-if movie in my opinion. The main problem with it in my opinion is that you don't really remember any of the characters in that film, something I'll return to later in the video. Overall, it's a fun, enjoyable ride, nothing spectacular, nowhere near as good as the original, but I like the change in environment and the film has a unique feeling to it when compared to the rest of the franchise. I also really enjoyed the Predators film. Again, it's just a fun film where people get killed in interesting ways.
Peel off that face like a serial killer.
Look, I know I'm a bit of a hypocrite, but at least these films aren't scary. Predators is a film where you should just switch your brain off. You know everyone who isn't Adrian Brody is about to get kebabbed. It's just one of those films where you can have fun with it. Believe it or not, I even like the Aliens vs Predator films. The first one was just wish fulfillment. I didn't really care about anyone. I just wanted to watch an alien fight a predator. And what did the film do? It showed me an alien fight a predator, so I left the film happy. I even liked Requiem. Well, at least when I could actually see what was going on in the film. Fun fact, Aliens vs Predator Requiem was actually the inspiration for the Battle of Winterfell in Game of Thrones. I've not seen The Predator, but I've heard it's awful, and the few clips I've seen in the film lead me to believe that most people are right with that assessment. So how do I feel about Prey? Well, most people were bending over backwards to shower this movie with praise when it initially released, calling it the best Predator film since the first. I even saw some reviews say it was even better than the original. Compared to those glowing remarks, I must admit that I'm a little more lukewarm towards the film. I do believe it's an objectively good film with many examples of setup and payoff, and people are probably right when they say it's the best film since the first one, but for whatever reason, I just didn't enjoy it as much as everyone else. It certainly hasn't stuck with me anywhere near as much as previous Predator films. Prey is a good film, but there are some issues that I would like to talk about. Let's start with the main character. Naru is played by Amber Midthunder, an actress that I was already familiar with due to her prominent role on Legion, which, side note, is a really good show that falls apart, then kinda recovers, and ultimately leaves a bit of a wet fart of an ending. Anyway, since the film's release, Naru has been hailed as a great character, specifically a great female character, with pretty much everyone remarking, finally, a female character with flaws and weaknesses who isn't automatically better than everyone else and actually has to work to succeed. It seems that everyone has gotten tired of the boring, strong female protagonist who can solve everything, do everything instantly, and is beloved by all she meets. Naru is a character who we actually see train. She wants to be a hunter, and despite having some good skills in certain areas of hunting, there is a reason why she isn't a hunter at the start of the film. She makes mistakes that our more experienced brother points out, and there are lots of moments where she nearly dies, not just to the predator. It's her weakness that makes us root for her, as we wish to see her overcome and beat the far stronger predator. At the end of the day, I do think Naru will be used as a template for future female characters in action and horror films. Like I said, she'll be used as a template. Her character won't be copied. Why? Because Naru doesn't really have much of a personality. I don't know the character's likes and dislikes. I'm not saying I need to know everything about her, but considering she spends most of the movie stalking animals and running away from danger, there wasn't really much for me to find out who she really is. Yes, she wants to be a hunter, but that's all I really know about her. Her drive to hunt and to prove herself. Wanting to prove yourself is a very common trait. Heck, most of the characters in the film want to hunt and prove themselves, so what separates Naru from everyone else? I don't know if we'll get to see a sequel to Prey. The end credits imply it's at least on the cards, so if we do see Naru again, then I would like to see her character fleshed out a bit more, as this film feels like a good starting point for her. I actually liked how the Predator was presented in this film. I'm not sure how I feel about the redesign, but overall the Predator comes across like a force of nature, and I do like how it's not some unstoppable force. There are plenty of moments where characters get a lucky shot against the Predator, which slow it down, and I liked seeing that the Predator was not some invincible machine that is only defeated when Naru decides to fight it in a one-on-one. Prey is a good film, but the few reviews I've seen that say it is better than the original Predator film are completely off the mark. The original Predator film is great because of its cast of characters. They are all great, and above all else, they are memorable. They actually feel like a team that has each other's backs, and they actually mourn each other's deaths. You can tell that they are not only fighting for their lives, but they are fighting for each other's lives. And as they go one by one, you can't help but feel a little sad as the character you liked the best was just killed off. When Dutch is on that helicopter flying away, you can see on his face that he is traumatized and that this was an event that will haunt him for the rest of his life, as he may have defeated the beast that hunted him down, but he was unable to bring any of his friends back with him. Now in Prey, you don't care about any of the characters in that film. Why? Because none of them have any names. In Predator, you were generally wondering whether any of the characters was going to die. You watched with bated breath as Matt crawled under those tree branches, wondering whether he was about to meet his maker. In Prey, you don't care. It's like, I wonder whether those characters who I don't know the names of are about to die. Well, look at all these French dudes. I wonder if Mr. No Name will fare any better than Mr. I don't know his name. Because I have no attachment to any of these characters, their deaths feel hollow and are nothing more than visual spectacle. This wouldn't be an issue if there was more than one character that I was supposed to care about. Okay, 2 characters. I like the brother. Fine, 3, the dog is cool too. The point I'm trying to make is that Predator is better because it was more of an ensemble film. Yes, Dutch was the main character, but each character was given enough time to flesh them out and prevent them from feeling one note, thus making their deaths more impactful. I'd even go as far as to say that Predator 2 and Predators did this well too, since there were a few characters in those films that you could latch onto as well. Prey is a good film that has definitely gone down a treat with the Predator fanbase. I just hope that the creators learn from their few mistakes and make Prey 2, or whatever they work on next, the best product it can be. Anyway, that's all I have to say on Prey. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!